Guys and girls, it's know it time!
Now, I'm going to show you what the equation of quadratic looks like. Y equals to x squared. Okay. This is called quadratics. The reason why is because there's x squared here. Back in grade 9 and 10, you started with something called y equals to x. Your teacher taught you an equation for a line. Hands up, you can tell me what the equation for a line was. Y equals to... Not x plus y, getting warmer. Back in the days, y equals to mx plus b. Okay, that was back in grade 8, grade 9, grade 10. But now, when you're in grade 11, pre-calculus level, we're going to work with y equals to x squared. Now, in order for you to do this, I'm going to just do a quick table of values. So you go x and y. So I want you to do a quick table of values, just to get the idea what the graph looks like. X. Okay, so create a quick table of values. Y. And I'm going to use some easy numbers for now. Choose an easy number that you know for sure. 2 works, but there's another easy number.
9.
Nope, too hard. 3 works. But try, why don't we go 0 also? And let's try, don't be afraid, let's use some negative numbers. Let's try -2 and -3. I want you to take a minute, plug it into this equation right now, and find your y values for me. Okay, so that's all we're going to do. Okay, nothing too hard. I want to know what the shape looks like, so so go ahead, guys, gals, plug it in. We know x is 2, so if you're lost, watch. Y equals to 2 squared. 2 squared. Since I'm going to be asking random students over and over again. Eeny, meeny, meeny, miny, mo. Yuvraj, if x is equal to 2, what's y? 4. See? That's all we're going to do. Nothing too hard. Malika, x equals to 3. Y equals to? 9. Malika, choose a student for me. Ruby, you're up. 0. Ruby, choose another student. I want a male student. Harneet. Wait. Male student. Wait. Harsh. 4. And you can probably get... Very nice. So from now, I'm going to do something called a quick sketch. Quick and dirty sketch. Do it. Quick and dirty. Because we're drawing a quick graph. And I'm going to just label some messy numbers. Very, very simple. So guys and gals, I'm just going to do just a quick sketch. I'm going to imagine this is maybe 2, 4. Just imagine in my head. 6. I'm playing the guessing game. -2, -4, -6. Okay. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. -2, -4, -6, -8, and so on, so on. I want you to plot these points and connect the dots, just like back in grade 1 where your teacher says connect the dots. I remember when I was 3 years old, and I go to this store Feuds right beside my house, and I pay for $1 this comic book, and you connect the dots and you form a picture. Okay, just back in the days. So here you have 0, 0. 1 point. 3, 9. Maybe somewhere up here. Oops, sorry. Let's do 2, 4. Let's do an order first. 3, 9. Again, the reason why I'm doing a quick sketch is in real life, you don't have a proper graph. No one carries graph paper with them wherever they go. So you gotta learn how to do this by just rough sketch. And hey, I want you to go ahead and draw a nice curve connecting it. Okay? A very simple, very nice curve. Keep it easy. Voila. How many of you seen this shape before? Or done this in grade 10? No? You did? Yep. There's going to be some vocabs there I need you to know. This, right here, So we're gonna just do some basic arrows. This right here is called your min value. Okay. The minimum value, I'm gonna write a few more no stars, refers to the y-axis. To the y-axis. That's your minimum value. Jason, what's the minimum value for this graph?
0.
0 is correct. So guys, gals, your minimum value, so we're going to write down min is 0. Easy, because that's my lowest y value right there. Now, max value, notice one thing. I drew this little arrow. Make sure you put this little arrow. It means my graph keeps on going. Here's the next one. What's your max value then? This is infinity. Good. It is correct. Let's see, have you know the symbol for infinity? What's the symbol for infinity? Sorry? Is it so figure 8 like this? Sideways figure, yep. So infinity is correct. Or people say, yeah, you can say infinity. Or no max value. Min, max. So 2 terms. Next, they're going to talk about domain. Domain is all the x values. Now, I'm going to tell you this. When you have a quadratic function, all the x values, your domain is something called all reals. All reals. It means you can have any x value you want. It's always the case, no exceptions for now. Okay. Your range. I'm not going to help you with this. Look at your graph. Let's see how you can figure this out on your own. Good luck. Based on the graph, what's the range of this going to be? Write it down and then come around and we'll take a look at your work. Based on this, what is the range point? Don't be afraid to make mistakes. So we're going to learn about 4 words: min, max, domain, and range. All based on the graph. 100, what is it? No idea. Are you guys saying, what do you have? Serena, take a guess. What is it going to be? You don't know? So if I look at the graph, would you agree the graph, what's the lowest number that the graph hits, Serena? What's the lowest number that the graph hits? 0. So range refers to y. So you're going to say y is, I'm going to leave a little box here. You're going to fill this in. There's a 0. So take a minute to fill in this box. Y is blank, then 0. I'm still looking. I'm going to choose random student. Lavraj. Greater than? You're missing one more thing. Or equal to 0. Okay. That's all we're going to do. I just want you to practice learning the vocabs. I'm going to give you a graph. You're going to work with this. Try this one. Here's a graph. Actually, I'm going to give you y equals to, I'm going to change it up again, negative x squared. So the difference between this equation and the other equation is this is a negative. So I want you to highlight this negative. This is the difference right now. We're going to create a little chart again. And I just want you to see what that negative sign does. So guys, gals, choose some values for x. Choose some values for y. Personally, I like to work with -2, -1, 0, 1, 2. I want you to go ahead, solve for y, graph it out, find max and min, as always. So here's what I'm going to ask you. Task 1. I want you to complete the table. Complete the table. Is it hard? Not really. Just some basic stuff. 2. I want you to sketch your graph for me, please. Finally, 3. Min, max. 4. Domain / range. So I just gave you an equation. The only difference now is there's a new negative sign. I'm going to pause this recording, let you have some time to work on it. While you're working on it, I'm going to walk around and help you. So let's start again. Amar, if x is -2, what's your y value going to be, sir? -4 is correct. Amar, choose a student for me. Choose a student. Anyone? Loveline, you're up. -1 is correct. Okay. Divya, you're up. 0 is correct. Okay. Hartaj, you're up. Sorry? -1 is correct. Jessica, you're up. -4 is correct. Hey guys and gals, my chart is done. Okay. So now, I want you to do a rough sketch. And like I said, people don't carry graph paper with them wherever they go, so you got to learn how to do the sketch in your head very quick. So I'm going to start plotting. Again, 0, 0 is right here. That's 0, 0. I'll call this maybe 2, 4, -2, -4, 2, 4, 6, -2, -4, -6. 0, 0 is in. -1, -1, I'm going to say is right there. Okay. There's another point right here. -2, 4. And you're going to just try to imagine in your head. Sketch it all the way through. Just sketch it. Okay, so I'm going to draw a rough sketch for you. There's my rough sketch. Okay, nothing too bad. Keep it simple. Min, max. Here's where it gets a bit tricky. Who haven't asked yet? Ramen. Take a guess. What's your minimum going to be, Ramen? Ah, that's where the error lies. Minimum is not. Pawan? Sorry? -4 is not your minimum. Malika? Infinity is not your minimum. Nope. You're getting warmer. Not infinity. Negative infinity. Because if you look at this, my graph keeps on going down, 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 down. So no, it gets to, let's say, -10,000. So your min is -infinity. Because you're in the negative quadrant. Max. Jaspreet, you're up. What's your max going to be, Jaspreet? Nope. Look at what's the highest y value. So here's my graph. Because remember, look it up here. What's the highest y value you can have? 0. Because remember, when we're referring to max, it's always refers to the y value. Done. Okay. Domain. We'll call this D. Darren, what's your domain going to be, Darren?
All the numbers?
All reals. Yep. Now, when you get to university, they're going to use this fancy R. It's like an R with a bar right there. It's called all reals. Range. Who haven't asked today yet? Ruby, what's your range going to be? So you got to look at the graph and look at it. The graph is going downwards. Y is less than or equal to 0. Hey guys and gals, that's it. Typical question like this worth around 4 marks. Easy? It is pretty easy. Welcome to Math 11. Some of you say, hey, Mr. No, it's easier than Math 10. Math 11 is actually easier than Math 10. Seriously. All it is based on basic concepts. Now I'm going to huck in another word today. One more word I'm going to huck in with you is something called a vertex. This shape, by the way, is called parabola. This is called your parabola. A parabola is really like a U shape. That's a parabola. Now, the vertex, if you want to think of vertexes, it's the point of the parabola where the kind of reflects itself. So find where do you think the vertex is going to be? Right there. That's your vertex. So write down the coordinate of the vertex. The coordinate vertex is going to be, Harmeet, what's your vertex? 0, 0. Hey guys and gals, that's it. So a few key things. Number one, let's look at compare my work. Y, I started off teaching you with equals to x squared. And if I did this, my graph looks something like this. Then I did y equals to negative x squared. Go ahead, draw a quick sketch and tell me what that negative sign does. So I just added one simple little change, that negative change right there. Okay, nothing too bad. Sammy, what does the negative sign do? Yep, it flips the graph upside down. So when you have an equation, the negative just flips it. So this one does, flips it upside down. Flips it. Upside down. Okay. Now, I'm going to change it a bit more. I'm going to give you this. Y equals to x squared plus 2. I'm not adding a negative, I'm adding a plus 2. Okay. Here's we're going to highlight this to show the difference. Guys and gals, I want you to do a quick sketch again. Before you do your numbers, predict what that plus 2 does to the y value. X, y. Okay. I'm going to show you my original one. Negative 2, negative 1, 0, 1, 2. For the original one, y equals to x squared, you found this to be 4, 1, 0, 1, 4. That's the original. Now, I want you to make a prediction. What does that plus 2 do to the y value? X, y. My x stays the same. Y equals to x squared plus 2. What do you think is going to happen to all these numbers? Predict it and draw a rough sketch for me. I'm going to pause my recording right here and go ahead. So I'm giving you a few minutes. Meeny, meeny, money, mo. Harsh, what do you think is going to happen when I add a plus 2 to this one? Hey, it's correct. You just add 2 to each one of them. So this becomes 6, 3, not 0, 2, 3, 6. Guys, let's draw a rough sketch. Tell me my max, min, what's the vertex, domain, and range again? Okay. So same thing. We're going to draw a sketch. Okay, I'm going to do a quick rough sketch. 0, 2 is right here. Maybe my graph. And notice one thing. Hey, my vertex is gone. Max, min, domain, range, and the vertex. Same concept. Just some basic stuff. And then after this, I'm going to show you one more movement, and I'm going to give you some work to do. Okay. Min, max, domain, range, and finally the vertex. I don't want to add too much at once. I'm taking it nice and slow. Crystal, what's your minimum going to be, Crystal? Sorry, whoa, your minimum? No, minimum is not greater than, that's your domain and range. Minimum means what's the number? If there's a number, what's the lowest you can have on this graph? 2 is correct. Keep it simple. Darshil, what's the max going to be?
That's going to be 6.
Nope, higher than 6. Because remember, notice I use arrows here.
Oh, infinity?
Infinity, good. Okay. Keep it simple, nothing too bad. Serena, what's your domain? Correct. Oreos. Harneet, what is your range? I'll give you a hint. Y is, yep, keep going. Greater than or equal to, nope, not 0, 2. Because 2 is the smallest you can have right there. Okay. And finally, Risham, what's your vertex? 0, 2. Hey guys, gals, that's it. So let's just summarize what it did. So here, y equals to x squared. Y equals to x squared plus 2. Highlight the plus 2. What this did is moves graph up / down. You're going to do this in your head now. I'm going to take away your table of values. I want you to predict this. Y equals to x squared minus 97. No table of values whatsoever. I want you to A, sketch the graph. I'm taking away your table of values. Let's see how you can get the concept now. B, what's your min? What's your max? C, domain, range. We don't need a table anymore because you guys are big kids now. Okay. Finally, D, I'm going to ask you for the vertex. Without doing a table, from this, go to the sketch right away. Let's see how we can do that. Okay. I'll give you a hint. Look at the pattern. It's always starting at 0, 0 before. Okay. It always starts at 0, 0. My regular one always starts at 0, 0. Imagine your head. I don't need these numbers. The only number I really need is this number. Notice I didn't put any dots here because I don't really need those dots anymore. Only number I really need is the vertex. Guys, gals, let's see how you can do this. I'm going to pause my recording and let you try it out. If I were to do a rough sketch, the key really is starting with the vertex. I put the vertex last on purpose so I throw you off, but the key is actually the vertex. If you get the vertex correct, everything else is easy. The vertex. Jason, you were the first one. What's your vertex going to be, Jason?
0 and -97.
Your vertex is 0, -97. So guys, gals, we're going to guess. I'm going to say 0, -97 is right there. Okay. Now, notice one thing. Look, there is no negative sign in front of x squared, so my graph faces upward. Looks like that. Now some of you ask me, no, but you don't know any points. Guys, I don't need to know any points for now. I'm going to show you how to find this points later. For now, we'll keep it easy. Min. Jessica, what's your min going to be? Minimum is -97 is correct. Max. Jessica, choose the student for me, Jessica. Choose the guy. Harsh. Yep, Harsh. Infinity is correct. Harsh, choose a student for me. Doesn't matter who. Serena. Domain and range, Serena. Domain is? Good. What's your range? Y is greater than or equal to -97 is correct. Okay, keep it simple. Nothing too bad. So I've taught you two things now. How to know whether the graph is going up, whether the graph is going down. But now, some of you ask me, so what about left and right? This is called left/right. It's all based on the same concept, but I'm going to just show you what it is because we're going to run out of time if I let you practice. Y equals to x squared. You should know what that looks like by heart. Y equals to x squared. You know the graph is going like that. What if I give you this? Y equals to x squared plus 4. Draw a quick sketch for me, please. X squared plus 4. We know that plus 4 moves the graph up. Does it really matter where the numbers are? No, not really. Okay. Easy. But now, watch what I'm going to do. Y equals to, open bracket, x minus 1 end bracket squared. Okay. Let's do the vertex for now. My vertex here, vertex is 0, 0. My vertex here, Sammy, what's the vertex for the second one? 0, 4, correct. Okay. See, this was that up and down, but now look at this minus 1. Remember, we're talking about left and right because we don't have time to go through this due to. I'm just gonna show you what it does. Highlight the minus 1 for me, please. The minus 1, what this does is moves right / left. And notice one thing, it's inside a bracket. This is where students are going to get in trouble the most. I'm going to write a little star. Star. You have to do the opposite. You have to do the opposite. Minus. A lot of people, if I say minus, Harmeet, if I say minus to you, what do you think goes to left or right normally? Nope, left. So, but you got to do the opposite. The minus sign really is to the right. Okay. If I say positive, normally you think positive is to the right, but now we got to do the opposite. This is the left. So guys and gals, I want you to draw a rough sketch. What do you think this graph looks like? And tell me the vertex. Okay. This is going to be a tricky one. So minus is to the right. So predict the vertex and sketch it. Darren, give me a prediction for a vertex. What do you think it's going to be? First of all, am I moving up or down? Nope, I'm not moving up or down because I'm not moving up either because there's no number here.
Right?
I'm moving right. How many? 1. So what's my new x coordinate going to be?
1.
1 is correct. What's the y coordinate then? 0. Because my y didn't change. So guys and gals, draw your rough parabola. Right there. That's my parabola. My min, max, you can figure those out. Domain, range, you can figure out. Nothing tricky. I'm going to put this all together. Actually, one more. Try this one. Y equals to, open bracket, x plus 12 end bracket square. I'm going to ask you one, sketch. Domain and range. What's my vertex going to be? And finally, min, max. The classic example. Guys, a few minutes. Just try to work with the person beside you. Don't be afraid to talk to them. Share your answers. Share your answers with your neighbor and see if you get it right. Don't be afraid. I'm going to pause it and let you try this out on your own. So, resume. Alright, let's do a rough sketch. Now, the key really is the vertex. Get the vertex right, everything will be fine. Malika, what's your vertex going to be, madam? 0 and 12? Jason, what's your vertex going to be? Negative 12 and 0. One of these is correct. Hands up, you have the first one. Hands up, you have the second one. The second one is actually correct. Because remember, look at this one changes left and right. Okay, you're thinking up and down. Okay, so that's it. So this won't work. So guys and gals, my point I'm going to say is right here. How did I know? I'm guessing. That's why I call it sketch. My graph, Ruby, am I facing up or down for this graph? Sorry, is the graph going upward or downward? Good. So all we're going to do is draw a rough sketch. Okay, keep it simple. I'm not making it too hard for you guys. And go ahead, find all the domain, range, and all the lovely stuff. To save time, I'm just going to give it to you. Did I record it? Yeah. Domain, all reals. Range, y is greater than or equal to 0. Vertex I just did, min is 0. Max, infinity. Okay. I'm going to push on. I'm going to put everything together. Let's see how we can survive this. No table of values. We don't need that anymore. Table of values was something you did half an hour ago. Y equals to, open bracket, x plus 343 n bracket squared minus 217. Wowzers. I want you to tell me my vertex. Every number tells a story. What is the story behind each number? I want you to sketch it for me. Min, max, domain, range. Okay. Every number in here tells a story. I have two things this time I gotta work with. There's that plus 343. And I'm hucking in one more thing at you. This is at minus 217. What is the story behind those two numbers? Guys and gals, good luck. I'm going to pause my recording, let you try it again. I walked around, and I noticed a lot of you had issues with this. See, every number tells a story. This number is inside the bracket. Okay, keep it simple. Jason, what does this yellow one do? Left 343. Okay. Malika, this blue one right here. Down. Okay. Every number tells a story. Down 217. Now imagine you're always at 0, 0. My original vertex will always be 0, 0. Okay, original. Now we're going to apply all this. And we kind of, my new vertex. Harneet, what is my new vertex going to be? So imagine you're at 0, 0 right now. You're moving to the left, 3, 4, 3. Negative 3, 4, 3 is this first one. Okay. Sammy, what's a y coordinate for your new vertex? Minus 217. Is it that hard? Not really. Guys, gals, now we do a rough sketch. And a lot of people ask, Mr. No, is it going up or down? To figure out if it's going up or down, if there's a negative here, then it faces downward. If not, it faces upward. So I'm going to say it's somewhere around here. Okay. There's my vertex. Negative 3, 4, 3. Negative 217. Very, very simple. Nothing too bad. We did the vertex sketch done. Minimum. Harsh, what's the minimum going to be? That's correct. Max. Yuvraj, what's your max going to be? Infinity is correct. Okay. Domain. Harmeet, what's your domain going to be? All reals is correct. Jessica, what's your range going to be? Y is not nope, close. Y is great or equal to, yep. What's in the magic number? Oh, not 0. So to figure out what it is, look at this one. What's the lowest value you can have for y? Negative 217. That's how we do this. One last one, then I'm going to give you some assignments to do. Again, you can do this quickly on your own now. Y equals to, watch what I'm going to do, negative, open brackets, x plus 3, n bracket squared, minus 5. Same concept. vertex. A lot of you should imagine you had what the graph looks like now, just looking at the equation. I don't need graphing calculator for this. Vertex, min, max, domain, and range. Okay. And sketch. Well, sketch should go first, but some of you can do this without using the sketch because you're at that level now. Go for it. Again, like if you need to sketch it out. Don't be afraid. Every number tells a story. In this one, so every number tells a story. I have 3 stories to tell. There's the yellow one. There's a blue number. But more importantly, there's a green number right here. Every number tells a story. I'm going to pause this while you tell me yours. To save things, save time, I'm going to quickly do this. My vertex should be -3, -5. Okay? I'm going to do a rough sketch for you. Now, my sketch, there's a negative sign. This turns graph upside down. There's a story behind every number. So it goes upside down, -3, -5. We'll call it here. There's my parabola. My min will be -infinity. Max will be -5. Domain, all reals. Range, y is less than or equal to -5. Easy. I'm going to give you a question like this tomorrow. I will ask you to do the exact same thing, so about tomorrow's quiz, 5 to 10 marks. If you understand stuff today, you should get perfect. I'm going to give you some sample questions to try on, and that's it for today. Guys, woo. Your homework. I'm going to build on this more, but I want you to get the basic ideas first. Page. 157. There's one more thing I have to show you have to do, but I don't have time yet. I'm going to wrap it up tomorrow. This is... You're going to do number 2 and you're going to do number 4. And there's one thing I have to show you for now. They're going to talk about something called the axis of symmetry. I'll explain to you what axis of symmetry is. Of symmetry. It's an easy concept. Axis of symmetry is an imaginary line that chops up your parabola in half. Let's look at this one right here. I want you to draw an imaginary line that somehow chops the parabola right in half. Okay, so draw it in. Don't be afraid. If you draw it in, this right here is my axis of symmetry. This occurs, axis of symmetry refers to the x value. When x equals to, what is your x value going to be? Whatever the vertex is. That's what it means to. So that's your axis of symmetry right there. Axis of symmetry. I'm going to wrap up. This is only part 1 of problem manipulation. I'm going to wrap it up tomorrow, give some word problems to try it out. But for now, I want you to get the basics before I can teach you word problems. So guys, part 1 is done. Okay, nothing too bad. There's only 2 questions. I want you to get your mind around and just practice this. This ends the recording for today.